I think one of the greatest points about how to walk after the Spirit is the fact that you have a choice to be unaffected by the world and its ways. And this is how people were given the power to get martyred under pressure while having deliverance. That started with Jesus. But my point is, in Proverbs, it says, a man shall have joy by the answer of his lips. And Jesus said it's not what goes into a man that defiles him, but what comes out of him, right? So it's not the things around us that affect us. It's our response to them. So with that being said, I just want to warn people everywhere not to confess things like, oh, that's terrifying. Oh, that's scary. Or call people like annoying, you know what I mean? And that's why we don't complain about people, for instance. My point here is every time you say something like that's terrifying, what you're saying is that has the ability to force me to be afraid. That thing in and of itself causes me to be afraid. Or if you're talking about a person, that person is really annoying. That is never the case. That is not a spiritual response. That is a fleshly response, and it's a lie. The truth of the matter is you are annoyed because you took your eyes off of Jesus and were moved by your choice to be moved by them. So you responded with fear, right? Jesus says over and over, God says over and over, fear not, for I am with you. What does that mean? It means you can choose it. Throughout the Bible, he says, they chose not the fear of the Lord, right? I put before you life and death. Choose life. And Paul the Apostle, right? He was under attack by the devil, asked God to take it away, and God said, my grace is sufficient. So that means everything you go through, God has a grace for that. He has an area of his grace that applies to it. What does that mean? It means what Paul said. I know how to abound even when I'm suffering. I can rejoice in suffering and infirmity. What is he saying? I choose to be joyful. The joy of the Lord is our strength. What does that mean? It means our strength against the world trying to pressure us into choosing to be annoyed, to be moved, to be frustrated, to be angry. The wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of God. This is the theme of the Bible. With my flesh, I serve the law of sin, but with my mind, the law of the Spirit. There's therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Christ, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. So there's a walk after the Spirit, and you will not fulfill the lust of the flesh, right? So things are not annoying. Things are not scary. We choose fear. We choose anxiety. Give thanks in all things. This is the will of God. What is it? Be anxious for nothing, but in everything through prayer and supplication makes your requests made known unto God with thanksgiving. And the peace of God will guide your hearts and minds. Guard. All right. Go in peace. Bless you.